All right, in the last video we did sounds. We didn't actually get to hear them very well because it was just coming through the mic, but I've got it now so that it'll pick it up, the system audio on the video. So let's just try it again so you can see the sounds, or hear the sounds in action. And then you can hear the one where it jumps off the wall. What I'm not hearing, notice, oops, I just fell off. What I'm not hearing is the footsteps. Not sure why those aren't occurring. Let me try that one more time. Okay, so what I should be hearing is footsteps when I'm running. Strangely silent. Okay, so we got to figure that out. Apart from that, it looks like all the other sounds are there. Yeah, so here's our problem. Looking in the end step event of Objects Will Land, when you use a mod operator, you're going to get values from 0 to 7. You're never going to get 8 because that gives you the remainder. Take step count and divide it by 8 and gives you the remainder. And the remainder is only going to be from 0 to 7. Obviously, 11 equal 8. I should have said 0 here. We're just trying to find if the step count is evenly divided by 8. Or if you divide it by 8, there's no remainder. And if that happens every 8 steps, then we actually should hear it. So let's try it again. Okay, just giving it a test. And I can hear him walking around. All right, so that's good. All right, so we're going to add skidding to our game. Skidding is the word. First thing we need to check is our constants. So if we go to our scripts, define constants, this is where we have all our constants. We're going to add a new one. And again, we're using macros to do this. And we'll call this skid speed. All caps. In a lot of languages, you always put your constants in all caps. And we're going to set it equal to 10. That's our max skid speed. Also note that this state isn't being used yet because we haven't added that yet. We're doing that now, so that should go in a bit. Now let's go to the draw event. That's in Zool. In its draw event. Remember, Zool's draw event does all the drawing, and we have to add a state for the check for the skidding state. I'm not sure if this is the last one. But we'll put it in else if there. Typically, if this is the last state you're checking, you just put an else there, or because it can't be anything else but that one. But here we're going to be a little bit more specific. Instead of slip here, we say skid. And now we're using it. And then we're going to draw the right sprite. This is skid, right? Yes, we have it. I don't think this is animated, so we don't need to do that. So we'll put a 0 there. And then X and Y, we just say X and Y. Relative. We do the same thing for the left side too, but we have to be careful. We don't want to add a pasting error here. And we change that to left. Right. Now when we're skidding, we should be able to see it. Now, how do we get into the skidding state? Let's go to Objects Will Land. And we're going to test a variable. Let's see which one we want to test. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so next we go to objects will land, begin step event. All we are doing so far is just setting the default states as Z-state stand, but now we have to do a check first. And what are we checking? We're testing a variable, actually. Here's the variable. I want to ask that question first. And this is state. And we're trying to see if it's equal to Z-state walk. So that's there. Z-state walk. There it is. So if it's equal to that, if that's true, then that's when we want to assign the state to Z-state stand. So only if we're walking. See if I make this make sense. Okay, yeah, so it's this default state is only going to be set if Zool is walking, not if he's skidding. So we have to put this this if statement in there to differentiate that. All right, now let's go to the end step event. This is where it gets a little complicated. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the end step already. We want to add some stuff to the top. We're going to do a test variable. It's this one. And which variable we're testing. Again, we're using the state. And we're trying to see if it's equal to Z-state Z-state stand. So if we're in the standing state, we're going to test the speed to see if the current speed is larger than the skid speed. So another variable test. So that would be here. And we'll attach it to the right side of this if statement. The variable now is speed. And we want to see if speed is larger than, I think it's larger than, yeah, larger than the skid speed, so we'll say greater. And we'll use our constant skid speed. Doesn't seem to know what that is. What do we call it? Skid speed. I thought that's what we called it. Let's check our constants. Oh, I said skip speed. Skid speed. That's better. Going back to land. Now it should be happy. And then, yeah, so Zool is not moving left or right, or isn't animating left or right, but still sliding. Then this is what that means. We stopped running, and the friction hasn't brought Zool to stop yet. If that's the case, then we have to play the skid sound, and we have to set the skid variable. So let's do that. We're here. So we'll do a set variable. This is state again. We know we're skidding now, so we say Z-state skid. There. And then we also want to play the skid sound. Do we have a skid sound? I don't think so. So let's create that sound. Sound skid, I guess we'll call it. Hello. Here's our skid sound. Take a listen. Okay, sounds like skidding. Okay, so we have our skid sound. Now back to land. And we're going to play that sound. So I'll do that here. Playing the skid sound. And then, what else are we doing? Now, just after this, I think out at this level, we're going to add another test variable. It's here. I'm going to put it right there, right before that. And again, we're testing the state. And we're seeing if it's equal to z-state skid. So we just did some code to set it to z-state skid if it needs to be. So if it is in that skid state, then we're going to test to see if the speed is smaller than 1. So we're trying to stop it from moving. Another test. Boy, lots of tests in this one. The speed is, we're going to say, less than 1. So any speed 1 or less. And then if it's less than 1, we want to change it to the standing state. So if the state is skid and the speed is less than 1, then we want to set the state equal to the standing state. So we say z-state stand. Now I'll do that. Okay, so let's see if that works and we hear that skid sound when we slide around. Uh-oh, something's broke. Something's not quite right. So we need to check a few things. We should not be doing that. Right, so I think I found our error right here in the begin step event. When I put in the test, I forgot to put in the variable. And so we'll put the variable state in there. Now it should work, so let's try it. Alright, so here's the corrected game. You can see Zool's skidding to a stop. Isn't continuing to animate, and the sounds are matching up too. Yeah, so it looks really good. So I'm excited because this is the end of phase 2. We've completed all the movements, the basic movements of Zool. We've added the sounds. We've gone through, I think, all of the different Zool objects and got them all working. And so this is a really good milestone. And if you made it this far in this video series, you've done a good job. Next up, we're going to be adding bad guys and things that can harm Zool, but that's not until the next phase. So, we're going to call this good for now.